In a stunning turn of events, plans for Senegal's much anticipated $6 billion Akon City project are now in the mud. The Senegalese government has officially scrapped the R&B singer Akon's dream of building a futuristic smart city along the Atlantic coast. In its place, the country is embracing a more grounded and financially realistic $1.2 billion state-backed tourism hub. What does this shift mean for Senegal's ambitions? Why did one of the continent's most hyped projects collapse? And is this new vision a downgrade or a smarter move? To understand the present, one must revisit the past. Akon City was first announced in 2020 in a blaze of headlines and celebrity buzz. At the time, Akon, a Senegalese-American artist known for his global music career, unveiled plans to create a Wakanda-inspired metropolis that would rival anything on the African continent. The proposed site was a 136-acre plot of land in Mbodiène, a sleepy coastal farming village about 80 kilometers south of Dakar. The vision was nothing short of revolutionary. A self-sustaining, solar-powered city running on Akoin, the artist's own cryptocurrency. It would feature state-of-the-art hospitals, a university, luxury residences, shopping districts, and a stadium. Akon promised that the city would be a beacon for African innovation, a safe haven for Black Americans facing systemic racism in the US, and a launchpad for a new economic era built on blockchain technology. The project was to be completed in multiple phases, with the first phase originally scheduled for completion in 2023. The expectation was that construction would begin swiftly, transforming Mbodiène into an urban marvel. But reality struck fast and hard. Despite flashy renderings and grand declarations, very little happened on the ground. Only a youth center, a basketball court, and an information booth emerged over the years, hardly the beginning of a smart city. And timelines stretched and investors failed to materialize, hope quietly began to fade. Behind the scenes, the cracks deepened. Akon's team struggled to raise the monumental funds required to kickstart the city. The glitzy promise of Akoin as the backbone of the economy raised eyebrows among financial experts, many of whom questioned the practicality of using a proprietary cryptocurrency in a country still reliant on the West African CFA franc. By August 2024, the Senegalese government had seen enough. SAPCO, the state-owned coastal development agency, issued a final ultimatum: either start construction within 2 weeks or risk forfeiting the land. No construction began, no investors stepped forward, no funds appeared, and so the land has now been officially reclaimed by the Senegalese state. Serigne Mamadou Mbop, the head of SAPCO Senegal, confirmed bluntly that project no longer exists. In those 5 words, the $6 billion dream Akon City officially died. But the story doesn't end in disappointment. Rather than leaving the area idle or giving up on development altogether, the Senegalese government is now pivoting to something more grounded: a $1.2 billion tourism development project that will still transform Mbodiène, albeit through more conventional means. Backed by both public and private investment, this revised plan includes hotels, a marina, residential housing, and a waterfront promenade. It may lack the sci-fi glamour of Akon's vision, but officials say it promises real jobs, real growth, and real change. SAPCO has already committed 160 million US dollars in state funding and expects to raise the remaining 1.07 billion US dollars from private investors, even as the country faces lingering economic pressures. Senegal is still reeling from revelations that 7 billion US dollars in previously undisclosed debt had accumulated, leaving its fiscal credibility dented. In that light, Akon's 6 billion US dollar crypto city may have left increasingly tone deaf and out of step with national priorities. Why bet on a blockchain utopia when the country is struggling to balance its books? Interestingly, Akon is not being pushed out entirely. He still retains 8 hectares, around 20 acres of the original site. Rather than existing in isolation, this smaller parcel will now be integrated into the government's larger 500-hectare tourism project. While details about what Akon plans to do with his land remain scarce, reports suggest that he is working with SAPCO on a more realistic contribution to the broader resort vision. Does this signal a humbling new chapter for the artist? Can he reinvent his legacy not as a city builder, but as a contributor to a viable development? Government officials are optimistic. According to SAPCO, the first phase of the tourism hub could generate up to 15,000 jobs, a major injection of opportunity for the local economy. For the village of Mbodiène, once promised the moon, this shift could still mean transformation, even if it's not quite the space-age leap once envisioned. Can tourism succeed where crypto failed? Can luxury resorts deliver sustainable development without pricing out locals? The broader implications are equally compelling. Akon City was more than a construction project. It was a symbol of diasporic pride, a Pan-African potential, of breaking free from Western economic models. Its collapse isn't just about a failed real estate venture. It's a cautionary tale about the limits of ambition when not backed by execution. Could other celebrity-driven projects across the continent suffer the same fate if dreams outpace infrastructure and planning? Still, this isn't a total loss. By reallocating resources toward a more achievable 1.2 billion US dollar development, Senegal is demonstrating pragmatism over fantasy. Now, this new plan might lack the grandiosity of a crypto-powered smart city, but it is grounded in financial reality and capable of producing real measurable outcomes. Perhaps that's the lesson here. Sometimes, the most visionary act is knowing when to pivot. In the end, Akon City is being scrapped because it was simply too expensive, too unrealistic, and too heavily reliant on volatile cryptocurrency ideals. But all is not lost. With 1.2 billion US dollar now set to be invested in a state-backed tourism hub, complete with hotels, marinas, and new infrastructure, Mbodiène may still become a hub of opportunity. The question now is not whether dreams can be built, but which dreams are worth building. Only time will tell if this more modest vision will succeed where Akon's grand design could not. Your perspective matters. What do you make of Senegal scrapping Akon City for a more realistic 1.2 billion US dollar tourism hub? Share your thoughts and insights in the comment section below. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the new Africa channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our informative future videos. Stay informed, stay engaged, and thank you for watching.